Today we're going to be completing a journal inside our reading journal. You're going to need two things, your reading journal and this page out of your reading packet right here. Make sure you have some scissors, some glue, and something to write with. I've already gone ahead and filled this out in my table of contents. Today's date is the 15th. We are working on figurative language, and this page might be different for your class. Just go ahead and put on whatever the next page in your journal is. And we're going to go ahead and go to that page. Before I begin cutting and pasting or writing anything on here, I want to go ahead and go over this. Okay, so figurative language is when you say something that doesn't mean exactly what it says. It's not meant to be taken literally. Okay, the words that we use are meaning something else. And there's a few different types of figurative language here. Okay, we're going to start off with a simile. Okay, and Simile Sally, she loves to compare things using the words like or as. Okay, so let's give an example. Let's say, that boy is like a dictionary. Okay, so I'm comparing the boy and a dictionary using the word like or as, okay, in here. Here, I'm using the word like. We are not saying that this boy is a dictionary. We're comparing him to a dictionary. So we probably mean that he has a really good vocabulary, or maybe he's a really good speller. Okay, a metaphor is really similar. It also compares two things, but it's not using the word like or as. So let's give ourselves an example for that one. What about that boy is a big baby? Okay, I am comparing the boy to a big baby. When I'm saying that boy is a big baby, I don't literally mean he is a humongous baby. What I mean is he probably cries a lot or he's really needy. But I'm not saying that the boy is a big baby. I'm comparing him to it. We're not taking it literally. Okay, personification P. Personification gives human characteristics to an animal or object. Okay, so let's give ourselves an example to try to understand this one. Okay. The hat hugs my head. So right here, I am not literally saying that the hat has arms and it's wrapping its arms around my head. What I mean is that it's probably tied on my head. I'm giving human characteristics, which is the hugging, right? Hats don't have arms to hug, to an object. Next, we have onomatopoeia. An onomatopoeia makes the sound that an object or animal would make. Okay, our example, the bee buzzed. And when we say buzzed, it makes that sound that the animal would make around a flower. Next, we have an idiom. And a lot of these other ones can be an idiom as well as this one, okay? And an idiom is just something that doesn't mean exactly what it says, okay? And there's a lot of these in the English language. Let's give an example. You're the apple of my eye. Okay, when we say you're the apple of my eye, I don't actually mean that you're an apple. I don't literally mean you are an apple. What I mean is you are something I adore. You are my one special person. It doesn't literally mean this, it figuratively means it. And our last one is hyperbole Helen. She loves to make very dramatic exaggerations about everything. We get confused about this one a lot when we see exaggerated text. I want you to write down here that this is going to be an impossible exaggeration. So just because someone exaggerates does not make it a hyperbole. It's got to be an impossible exaggeration. Okay, and the example that we're going to do is, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. And you'll hear that a lot, but no one could literally eat a horse. They don't really mean that they could eat a whole entire horse. Okay, now that we've got these filled out, you're going to go ahead and cut these out. I want you to wait until you've cut them all out to get any of them glued down. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this for a second. Now it's time for us to go ahead and glue these down. When I glue these down, I want to make sure I start with the very bottom ones so we don't end up running out of space at the bottom and having to scoot them under, have them flapping out. So I'm going to start with my bottom ones. I also want to make sure that I am only gluing the top right here. We want these to be able to flap because we're going to be looking for these in our text as we're reading this week, and give ourselves some examples from the one and only Ivan. Your two bottom ones will be Iggy Idiom and Hyperbole Helen. Okay, and just make sure that's all the way to the bottom. Your next two are going to be Personification, Onomatopoeia, and again, you want these to be scooted all the way down so that they're touching these right here, so that we make sure we have enough space. Just that one strip on top. And we're going to put Metaphor Mike and Simile Sally up here. You'll see we had a really small amount of space left, so make sure that you started with the bottom and get on the top. And then you can go ahead and number and title your page once you're sure about how much space you're going to have left on top. For me, this is page 8, and I want to title this Figurative Language.